permission to tell?
Yes, you do, my daughter. I am the oldest, and you have my permission.
Thank you. Always, always, before we start anything that has to do with culture, we always ask our elders for permission to tell, permission to start. Ashe?
Ashe.
You'll hear me say Ashe quite often. Ashe means I agree. It means right on, got you, I'm with you. That's what it means. Welcome. Welcome to St.Pauls Lutheran, where we are holding our first annual Kwanzaa celebration. Now, we've held Kwanzaa celebrations in the community, and hopefully we'll have a bigger turnout next time, but it doesn't matter if there's 3 people, if there's only you and your spouse, if there's only you. This is a celebration of culture. It is not a religious celebration. Kwanzaa is a time for us to remember ourselves and to get ourselves in order. A lot of people talk about making New Year's resolutions. Well, Kwanzaa, think of Kwanzaa as a way of getting those things together. Think about what you did this year and what you want to do in the future, because that's what Kwanzaa is about. It's a time for us to look at our culture and see how we can make things better in our cultural community. Ashe?
Ashe.
We always start with libations because we always give honor to our ancestors. When we first start out, we always talk about our ancestors, the ones that came through the Great Ma'afa, but also, and for those who don't know what Ma'afa means, it means basically a slaughter. We had our children stolen away from Mother Africa and brought here. And even though all Black Americans don't consider themselves African, people who are of our hue and the hues that go along with us all descend from Africa, and all people descend from Africa.
That's right.
So we have to be proud. Yes, I did say have to. If you talk to anybody else, an Irish American, a Scottish American, an English, everybody's proud of the homeland of their ancestors but us, because we think of ourselves as children who were thrown away and stolen away. And in a way, that's true, some of us. But not every Black person who came to America was from an enslaved person, first of all. And it's not slaves, but enslaved. There's a difference. Slave has to do with your point of view and your mindset. Enslaved means that somebody took hold of you and would not release you. And that is the difference between the two. And we are actually descendants of great thinkers, kings and queens, people who worked with their hands. The reason why we were so valuable as human beings is because we're survivors. And that's what we're celebrating during Kwanzaa. We're celebrating survival. The reason why this whole holiday was started has to do with that. Ashe?
Ashe.
Let's first give honor to our ancestors, those who came through the Great Ma'afa. Also, those in our family who passed away recently. We'll talk about them in a second, but those who are unknown first. Ashe.
Ashe.
And no, this is not ancestor worship. That's another thing that is spread around about libations, is that, oh, this is ancestor worship. It isn't. It is a way of us recognizing our ancestors. It's just like how us go to the graveyard every year and clean off the grave and have a picnic with their in the graveyard. It's the same thing. It's us making sure that we always remember from whom we came. Ashe?
Ashe.
Also, I'd like to call out the names of those that we have lost and who have gone on I can't say lost because they're still with us. As long as we speak their name, they're still with us. So I speak the name of Atem Joseph Nelson Wiley. Ashe.
Ashe.
Carrie Connor.
Ashe.
Ashe.
I'm sorry, I have to take it. I'm in a ceremony. I'll call you back.
Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe.
Eric Dorsey Hammond, my son, who was a victim of gunshot violence 3 years ago.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Share.
Miriam Barron and George Davis.
Ashe.
Carrie Connor.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Carl Odell Nelson, my daddy. Ashe.
Ashe.
John Thomas.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Morris Henderson.
Ashe.
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 Ashe. Alan Barron.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Sister.
Georgette Freeman.
Ashe.
Ashe.
John Thomas.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Rosalind Tolliver.
Ashe.
Upton Harrison.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Beyonce Hurley.
Ashe.
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 Corey Gardner.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Roswell Wyatt.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Malcolm X.
Ashe.
Ashe.
To all our young ones who have taken their lives out of fear and rejection. Ashe.
Ashe.
Does anyone else have someone they want to call out?
To all our youth that have lost their lives this year.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Sabora.
Ashe.
Ashe.
To also all of
Khadija.
our people, Khadijah and all of the other elders who have passed on because of disease, and loneliness, and many other things. Ashe.
Ashe.
We always want to remember that, especially this time of the year, that there are a lot of people who do not have family and who feel alone and sad. And we want to remember, we don't want to have to pour memorial to them. We want them to be able to join us for Kwanzaa. Ashe.
Yes.
Ashe.
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 Oh, I almost forgot. To those yet to be born.
Ashe.
Oh, can't forget them.
Yeah.
And in this way, we always we either pour water to water or water to earth, libations. In that way, we're showing honor. We're also, when we're pouring libations, Sister reminded me of this not too long ago. We're also shedding tears on behalf of them.
Wow.
Now, you see this beautiful table?
Yes.
This beautiful table is a symbol of the Nguzo Saba. Again, Dr. Karange, when he instituted Kwanzaa, he instituted it during this time of the year, first of all, because most people would be off from work and school. Second of all, he wanted us to remember that we have a reason to celebrate. our culture. We have a reason. And yes, most of us come from an agrarian background. So everything, and also to think of ourselves as fruit. I'm sure you guys have heard the saying, they tried to bury us, but they forgot we were
Or
seeds.
seeds.
Okay? We grow great things within us. Most of the inventions that were made, most of the things that make everything convenient to us right now, started in a black mind. You know, the reason why we were stolen away from Africa was because we were inventive and sturdy, strong people. The lie told to us that we were like animals. No, what we were like was like earth, strong and able to recover. That's why we were stolen away. Because of that, we want to always remember those things within us. It starts with, again, getting our minds right for our new year. We start with the Mbuza Saba. We start with Habaragani, which means what's up. So I say Habaragani, and you say for the first day of Kwanzaa, Umoja Baragani. Umoja means unity. It means unity within our community and within our families. But it also means a unity within ourselves in a way too. Because you know we can be scattered. Come on. I'm the queen of that.
Yeah.
So I know. You can be pulled in 10 million different directions. But you have to have a united thought as you go through the world. That unity that you have as you go through the world is what helps you to do great things. Ashe?
Ashe.
It takes away the chaos. This world is meant to put us in chaos and keep us that way. In chaos, you can't get anything done. So you have to have unity. And what we would do if we were in our homes, we're not going to light these candles today, but aren't these beautiful?
Yes, yes.
Thanks to Sister Tori, yay! Beautiful handed candles. That's another thing, but we'll get to you. Your principal is coming, my sister. But unity is the black candle. All the other candles get lit with unity. Ashe?
Ashe.
We always start from right to left when we light our candles. So the next one is the first red candle, and it's the furthest one away. And that one is Kujichagulia. Habaragani. Kujichagulia Habaragani. I love Kujichagulia. It sounds like beautiful chocolate. But Kujichagulia means self-determination. It means not letting anyone else decide who and what you are. That is very important in these days and times.
Mm-hmm.
A sister and I were having a conversation today about how people like to put people in little boxes. When people do that to you, they're doing that to make themselves feel okay. Forget them. We don't belong in boxes. The only box a human being belongs in is a coffin. And that's only when they're dead. And even those are cut to fit. So if anybody ever tells you that you got to check a box, you tell them what I said. Because we don't belong in boxes. We belong in our own category, what we decide we are.
Yes.
Now, understand though, if you decide that you're a certain thing, you have to live up to that. And that means owning both the wonderful things about you and the things that aren't too cool. So your chaos and your triumph is what you have to honor. Ashe?
Ashe.
Okay. Then we go over to the green. Oh, by the way, these colors are very important.
Yes.
Red stands for blood. Green stands for Mother Earth. And black stands for the people. Ashe?
Ashe.
Okay, we're going to go to green now. And we're going to talk about Ujima. Habaragani. Ujima Habaragani. That means collective working responsibility. That is today. And when we talk about collective working responsibility, it means everybody pulling together. Trust me, you see all these beautiful people in this room? Everybody in this room has pulled together to make this Kwanzaa happen. Even Bob Malik, because he came in, didn't even know he's going to be part of the collective. It starts drumming. Now you know.
Now you know it was
No,
destined.
there you go. Collective working responsibility is important because we can't get anything done if we're all working against each other. And unfortunately, we live in many communities. Okay, this is what I have to explain. There's a difference between community and neighborhood. There can be people from all different cultures and all different lifestyles in a neighborhood because that's just the houses they live in. Community is everybody working together towards a common goal. In our community, we can belong to more than one community, by the way. But in the African American community, we forget that sometimes. And we start getting territorial. And we start saying, oh, this is my four square. You can't, don't you step in here. That's how gang warring and stuff started. Totally counterproductive. And it winds up with us killing each other off. And then we don't have community anymore. Because whoever's not dead is locked up. Ashe?
Ashe.
So part of collective working responsibility is to remind our young people of that. And our old people, because there's some old people who are starting stuff. Trust and believe. If there's young people doing it, there's old people backing it up, unfortunately. We have to give our children and we have to give our communities enough support. So instead of having to go to outside people who don't mean them any good, they have someone to go to. Ashe.
Ashe.
Okay. The next one is Ujamaa. Everybody say Ujamaa.
Ujamaa.
Habarakani.
Ujamaa.
Ujamaa Habarakani. Ujamaa stands for cooperative economics. That means making sure everybody get paid.
Yes. Yes.
And not just paid in money either. Because we offer a whole lot more than dead presidents. What we have is things that we can exchange with one another. That we can give to one another. That we can use to support each other. My sisters come and support me when I need help. I come and support them when they need help. When we need somebody to listen, when we need somebody to show us how